yeah. Look at this gentleman right
There he
here.
is.
What's up,
T-City
guys?
in the house. Brian Ortega, it's a rocky road at times, or it has been in your career. Layoffs, injuries. We saw you fall out of this fight with Diego Lopez, but then get the sphere. It's kind of par for the course in the Brian Ortega experience. Maybe have a little setback, but this bright thing coming right around the corner. You got to be fired up for September 14th.
Oh yeah, man. It's something that, you know, if obviously for UFC 303 we didn't make it, man. And it sucked. It was something that kind of dawned on me for a while actually. And then we got a phone call and we had the opportunity and the ability to fix it and make it right. And that's what we're doing, especially on a bigger venue than not a bigger venue, but a more exciting venue with everything new with the sphere, It's pretty dope.
Do you have any reservations, Brian? We talked about this earlier in the show today. We have no idea for the fighter what the sphere is going to mean, is it going to be distracting? Is it going to be awesome? What are your expectations from a fighter in agreeing to fight a very difficult fight here against a fighter I'm sure you respect who brings action, knowing that you're in the middle of a stadium, the video screen is, this is a crazy atmosphere in there. It's wild.
It's so we did some filming, right? I went to Vegas and we did some filming for it, and they put some VR goggles on us and we were able to see what the arena would look like on the inside. And bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I can't say too much, because I'm not allowed to. But yeah, it's gonna be something where I for sure have to stay locked in and tuned. Like I have to stay focused, man. Because if you start paying attention at what's gonna go on when the fight happens, I'll for sure be distracted, and I probably will. But probably it's gonna be for a good cause, anyways. Once I get punched in the face, I'm gonna come back to reality, anyways.
Brian, good to talk to you. Good to see you. Glad to see you're feeling better. I know you released a statement about what happened with the Diego Lopez fight, but you had mentioned that you had a fever and you thought it was from the weight cut and you had been feeling bad that whole fight week. Looking back on it now, was it just the weight cut? Were you sick on top of the weight cut? What exactly went wrong the week of UFC? Was it 303? I can't remember anymore.
303.
Yeah.
It was both, man. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was confused because walking into the fight week, yeah, I felt, I don't know, if I could kind of really put it in there, I was on autopilot, basically. I was in there and I don't remember much, if I'm being honest. And something felt off, but I thought it was the lack of food and the weight cut that I was going through, because I went from 178 to 160 in a matter of a week and a half. Mm-hmm. So I went through 18 pounds pretty quick, and then cutting the weight. The rest of it was something that we faced after. And yeah, my body gave out at 151, but I still had some sweat in, but I don't know. It was just hard. We stayed up till maybe 4:30 in the morning trying to cut the rest of it. Couldn't, man, we had to pull the plug on it. We agreed to fight 155, which I kind of drank some water and some electrolytes to kind of just feel better. And then come fight day, dude. Oh, actually, no, that night after I ate food and everything, I was good. I felt the normal feelings of what a fight is, right? You go in there training camp, cut weight, you come back, you eat food, you rehydrate again, and then you start coming back to life. And I never got that feeling. I didn't come back to life. I figured maybe just the weight cut was too drastic from 178 to 155 or attempted 45. And yeah, it just didn't go in my favor. So I figured that I would feel good the day of the fight, but I didn't. All night I was in cold sweats. I was sweating. I took my clothes off. I was basically just in the hotel, full AC cranking. And I don't know why, but I couldn't stop sweating. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was a fever. I don't know. I was just confused what was going on. And then, yeah, we took the temperature, everything, and then had a fever, got in some cold water to try to just bring it back down. We brought it back down a little bit, but it was probably 5, 6 in the morning. And then I have to fight that day. So I fell back asleep. I think I woke up maybe around 1:30. Tried to eat some food. Wasn't hungry. I was just out of it. I don't know how to say it other than just, yeah, just out of it. And I called my manager. I said, hey, man, I don't feel too good. So we drank some coffee. We had a B12 shot for energy. Tried forcing some food down. And bro, with the nitro cold brew, a B12 shot, and some food, I still felt the same. And that's kind of when I realized something's wrong. This is not a normal feeling that you get on fight day. I tried to walk around the room a little bit, and it just wasn't it. I told my manager, then I called him. I said, hey, dude, like, I'm not trying to be a you know what, but if I step in there tonight, I'm gonna lose. I don't feel good. I don't feel right. My everything just got sucked out of me. I called the UFC. We had a conversation. I said, listen, man, I'm just telling you guys where I'm at and what I'm thinking, but I'll go in there and I'll give it a shot. And I'm at the point where I'll just probably put my back against the cage and just let them tee off on me, and we'll just get down like that, because I don't really have it in me to go and have a war. Not right now. And surprisingly enough, they agreed with me, and they said, let's see what we can make happen. And that's when they called and they made the Danique fight happen with Diego Lopez. But yeah, it was an intense 2 weeks.
Sounds terrible. So let me just ask this. Obviously, you've never had issues like this before. Does this
No.
in any way change how you might cut weight for 306, or still going to do exactly what you did before, but now that since you have more time, it won't be the same kind of issue?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people don't realize, and I didn't even realize myself, was I was bulking to 155, so I don't usually walk around that heavy. I stay within 168 to 170. That's a comfortable weight for me. I was bulking to get 155, so my goal was to hit 180, 185 and be solid. I got to 178, I was close to 80. So when I got that phone call, it was a shock, because I'm like, here I am. I do feel good. I am in shape. I am ready, but I am heavy. And the last time I took a short notice fight, and I wasn't that heavy, but I was still pretty heavy, was when I fought Frankie Edgar on 2 weeks. So I figured, okay, it's possible, it's doable. I've been here before. But yeah, man, I think those two factors played into it, to having 2 weeks and cutting a lot of weight. But now that I have time, it should be good. We should be all right. And right now, as we speak, I'm exactly at 170. I'm in shape. I'm ready. We're on the wrestling match right now.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, we're gonna get to work.
Brian, when we're talking about the stakes in this fight, September 14th inside the Sphere, and Diego Lopez, you've been a perennial contender, 2-time title challenger. You always seem to be one win away from a title shot. Is it as simple as that in terms of what you're looking at, what's at stake for you against this opponent, this date, UFC 306?
I'm not too sure, man. If I'm being honest, I don't know how this one's gonna play out. I know Diego has a lot of hype behind him. I know he's got a good amount of support, so that's good on selling the fight and everything. But if you're talking about me beating someone who gives me a fight, I think me beating him would just say I beat a contender who people thought might be in the potential conversation to fight for the title. But who knows, man? The rankings and the way the UFC is, sometimes it's kind of funny. So I just don't know, man. Because I said, like I said in previous interviews, even leading up to the fight on UFC 303, you have Volk and Max both guaranteed a title fight. So that I'm kind of in line, and I'm in a weird situation, which is why I was talking about moving up to 155 and having some fun up there while the dust settles at featherweight.
Speaking of that dust settling, two guys that you fought for world titles, or sorry, not in that matchup. One of them would be Max Holloway if he gets the next shot at Ilia Topuria atop this division. Could be one of the biggest fights to make in this sport. How do you see that fight playing out? Topuria coming through the breakthrough knockout of Alexander Volkanovski He seems to be the right guy at the right moment, the right country behind him, but Max has not gone away.
That's gonna be an interesting fight. I think I was talking to someone about it yesterday. I forgot who, but I was talking about how fundamentally skilled and sharp in kind of in wrestling and jiu-jitsu and in boxing Topuria is. Um, sometimes when someone wins with a knockout, you're quick to write it off and say, oh, well, Volk got knocked out by Islam or whatever that happened and he wasn't ready. And that could be the case. But I also do believe that Topuria does possess a handful of skills that I think are yet to be tested. Max, on the other hand, is someone that hasn't been put away at all in his entire career. So this is a great fight. This, if anything, I'm as a fan of the sport, I can't wait to see that fight because obviously, one, I fought Max, and two, I want to fight Topuria if he's still the channel or if he's still the belt holder, or even in the future. But it's good for guys like me to go in there and see them and kind of collect data on what they bring to the table, other than that amazing performance that he had against Volkanovski.
Speaking of performances against Volkanovski, I wonder this as a fan of yours, Brian, because you've got to be a competitor to succeed at the level that you are. So when you look back against Volkanovski at how close you came to tipping the entire division upside down and submitting a guy who was, universally the best in the world at that moment, does the competitor in you celebrate that performance and how close you were? Or does it eat at you that, one more second, one more something, you could have come away on top that night?
It eats away at me, man. It's something that I've had to learn to make peace with. If anything, every time I see a fan or something, they're like, dude, you were so close. And I'm like, thanks. Like, thanks, fucker.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
go.
cuss, but it's like, damn, bro, why rub it in my face, man?
Did you hear him gurgling when you did it?
Man. Yeah, bro. He was gurgling, he was squealing, and this is something that, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was on top and I was celebrating. I was literally like, I'm about to be a world champ. In my head, I was kind of saying that. So then when he got out, I was like, fun. And then I put him in a triangle, and I was like, nope, T-City by T-City. And I'm looking up at the Jumbotron as I have this triangle, and I'm like, no way. Like, picture like a dream come true. Like the guillotine wasn't meant to happen. T-City is going to win by a triangle and become a world champion. And then he just flopped back and my legs uncrossed. And I was like, bro, it's not your night. I was like, your mom must be in the arena right now because you're losing. And she was.
Let's talk. Let's talk about your opponent, Diego Lopez. So, just stylistically, one thing that the fans, I often hear them say is, oh, they both got great jiu-jitsu, which is true, but you got different jiu-jitsu than him. How would you say your jiu-jitsu is distinct from his?
I would say that my jiu-jitsu is more distinct, or it's distinct from his. I'm not a competitive grappler, as in terms of I'm not trying to go for certain situations that are not ideal for getting hit in the face, right? I don't roll over or try, these certain types of knee bars or stuff like that put you in potential danger. What I like to do is more Gracie style fundamentals, old school to the roots, where it's like, hey man, you got to punch my face and I got to go in here and we're going to fight. And it's more of a self-defense type of jiu-jitsu that I've adopted and just brought it to a different level with guys who are trying to punch you, and they're actually more skilled at it than just someone in the street. So through time, I've had the ability to perfect all of this and just sharpen it up. I'm more of, I would say, more of a sniper and a more methodical guy when I'm in there and fighting, versus just kind of shoot submissions and impose jiu-jitsu will on you during the fight and kind of just ignore the punches per se. And I think that's where we probably differentiate.
In watching tape on him, like for example, he blew right through Sadiq Youssef when they were in the clinch, and then obviously you can look at the Dan Ige fight, but that was on like a few hours' notice. I mean, it's just really hard to know what to make of that. In watching tape on him, like describe him to me. What do you see about Diego Lopez as a competitor that you observe as important to be ready for?
He's dangerous, obviously, in the first round. He's very explosive. If you've noticed, the success he's had, the majority of the success he had in UFC is through beating these guys in the first round. He's very explosive. He loves the crashes, loves when two people collide, and he likes this dirty boxing style, right? Where he likes to clinch, uppercuts, hooks. He likes to be in the pocket and just swing away, and that's something that, as a fighter, you pay close attention to. And obviously, he's a black belt, man. On the ground, he's hunting for submissions the entire time. The second you put his back on the ground, or before you even put his back on the ground, he's hunting for your neck, your arm. He's looking for ways to finish you on the ground and on the feet, right? He's trying to knock you out.
Can't wait for that fight.
Sick.
UFC 306 Inside the Sphere, September 14th on pay-per-view. I got one more for you on the way out here, T-City.
I have one more then.
Oh, then we got two more for
Then
you.
we got
I want
two
to
more.
talk about the mindset. What I love about your career and watching you fight is that you wear your emotions on your sleeve. You're always very honest about your walk and your journey, but you're also one of the mentally toughest fighters I've seen in your ability to zoom in and have that focus. When you're talking about eagles and shit, man, I'm getting like I'm ready to jump through glass windows, okay?
Yeah.
But life offers some challenges. Do you fight better when life is chaotic? Do you fight better when life is as in harmony as possible? How much does that affect the performances we see out of you inside the cage?
If I'm being honest with you, bro, like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I'm gonna just shoot it straight. I've never had peace in my career, not till recently. My career has always been chaotic. My life has always been crazy. I've always had things outside. My personal life has been just, a shit show. That's all due to me. My decisions, the things I like to do, that I used to like to do, or whatever, and the choices I decided to make brought a lot of just badness. So I had to deal with a bunch of negativity and darkness, and that's what I used for fuel, right? Some things I had no control of, some things I did. But recently in my life, I found, like you said, I found peace, I found joy, I found tranquility. I like it. I like it a lot much. I like it a lot better actually than what I used to be doing. So yeah, it was the first fight where I've had that. And that was the first experience I've had. And Diego's gonna be the second. So I don't know. I don't know. And to me it's just a question mark, and it's a we'll see. But regardless of the outcome, I'm choosing this type of lifestyle every day, man. Like
Yes.
I love, yeah. As a man, I love peace and joy, and I'm gonna take it.
All right, last one from me, Brian. I really appreciate your time, which is, of course, you're going to be competing at UFC 306 at the Sphere. It's a UFC Noche event, or Noche UFC, I should say. And then, of course, right across the way, down the road, basically, is going to be Canelo Alvarez taking on Edgar Berlanga, another sort of celebration of Mexican fight fans, of Mexican Independence Day. I wonder, do you think that the UFC show at the Sphere, for how unique it is it going to upstage Canelo, or is it one of those situations where both of it is celebrating Mexican fight fans and Mexican culture? A rising tide lifts all boats.
Man, you're making me go against the UFC right now, bro. What are you doing to me, bro?
I'm just asking. I actually feel like the UFC Sphere show could really upstage him, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I think obviously, like, I don't know, man. That's hard, bro. Because right now, when you look at like Mexican fighters and what they're doing in boxing, I don't think you can really beat Canelo. Not in that aspect of it. Not in the way he sells and the way he represents Mexico and how he carries it. If we're speaking only specifically towards what Mexico is, dude, Canelo's born and raised in Mexico, from Mexico, and has made it happen. That's something that Mexican fans don't understand. But then you got this fear, dude, and then you have, you know, just everything that Dana White's put into it, and the card, the people that are in it. It's amazing. So I have no idea, but I'm Team Canelo on this one. Although I'm fighting on this fear. Although I'm fighting on this fear, bro. I just shoot it straight. I think that boxing has been a big part of Mexican culture, and although MMA is catching up, they're not there. We're not there yet, but we're in the conversations. See, just as like right now, we're in the conversations. But if you go to Mexico right now and talk to any Mexican, they'll tell you, Canelo. We don't care about UFC right now. Not if we have to choose.
Are those your kids in the background? Like they're playing John Wick back there,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are they fighting still? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're fighting back there, bro.
Caleb, Joshua, you guys did an interview and then you guys were fighting the whole time, and now you got me in trouble.
This
is awesome.
Oh, look at the front row!
Yes!
Yeah!
They liked it.
Oh,
Say
that's
hi.
great.
What's up, fellas?
Yes.
Yeah, look at this.
Guys, what's it like to have the coolest dad in the world, I mean, come on.
Pretty great, right?
Well, they can't see you guys.
I get to fight him.
Oh, great.
We're not going to fight your dad. Trust me, that would go bad for us.
Oh, wow. So great to meet the Ortega boys. Brian Ortega, thank you for your time. We can't wait to see you at 306. And you got another big moment left in you. I know this in you, okay? You're not done. You haven't yet finished spoking in the history of this featherweight division.
No, not yet, man. I've like I said, it ain't over till it's over. And having my mind and my body and my spirit and everything kind of in a good place for the first time in my life, I'm excited to see what I can accomplish this time. I've been in there when my mind and body weren't right. I've been in there when my body but my mind wasn't right. And this is the first time when everything is actually right. Everything's moving smooth, no hiccups, no injuries, no drama, no outside noise, no distractions, no craziness, no turbulence. It's just me now. The only person that I actually have to go to war with and push and just keep moving forward is myself. And it's been fun, dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I figured this out when I was younger. Because
you earned this. Enjoy it. You earned it. Okay. We can't wait to see you September 14th. Thank you so much for joining us, Brian. Best of luck.
Thank you, Brian. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you guys, man.
Can't wait to see it.
City rising.
September 14th is going to be such
awesome.
a great day.
It's going to be awesome.